The sun rose slow on a broken town. Factories closed, machines shut down. Promises made, but none were kept. Dreams turned to dust while the people wept. 90 days of fleeting chance, a lifeline lost in a reckless dance. The clock ran out, now it's too late. Unemployment's the cruelest fate. The tariffs came, they hit like a storm. Families braced to keep their homes warm. A pause was given, a moment to act, but the time was wasted, that's a hard fact. 90 days of fleeting chance, a lifeline lost in a reckless dance. The clock ran out, now it's too late. Unemployment's the cruelest fate. Leaders spoke with words so grand, but their hollow deeds we can't withstand. The people begged, the people cried. Now hope's a stranger on this side. Misery's knocking, poverty's near, a future clouded by doubt and fear. If only they'd fought to make things right, we wouldn't be lost in this endless night.
Another day has arrived, and we are still in the same place of disarray. Hope is in the distance. I can see a tiny glimpse of light, just a tiny, tiny light. It is there, I know it. I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive, yesterday has gone, but this I know, today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were shattered. He is that tiny bright light in the distance. Tomorrow may not arrive, I can feel it in my heart. I have prayed for it for oh so long. I know that it is coming our way. Tomorrow may not arrive, yesterday has gone, but this I know, today is gonna turn out just right. Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our Colonel Chris is a ray of sunshine. He has arrived just in time to keep that tiny light in the horizon still burning bright. Our prayers are being answered, so don't despair. Someone we can trust, which has been a long time coming when our hopes were shattered. He is that tiny bright light in the distance.
Good morning, folks. Time that just right. It's 11 o'clock now. That clock is still behind me there. Welcome back to all the Neanderthals, the Canines, the right-wing podcasters, all the aspiring car guards. A very brief night owls this evening. I did mention I probably wasn't going to do one, but I'm doing a light one now, a brief one, because we've got rugby coming up in just a few minutes over on Rugby Ascendant. If you'd be so inclined to join me, you're welcome to join me over there for my play-by-play and color commentary. That game is scheduled for either 11:20 or 11:30, so I'll break here at 11:15 and switch over. You'll be automatically diverted over to that channel should you want to listen to the play-by-play and color commentary with me of the Maori All Blacks taking on the Scotland side. Yes, welcome back. Let me say hello to everybody here. Then I've got a few news items to talk about here on the 4th of July, America's 249th birthday. We're just 1 year away from 2.5 centuries. Wow. In 1979, didn't seem like we're ever going to get here. Enemy Free, welcome. 787 Dreamliner. Ulrich Fenter. Arctic says, I hope you're in a better mood. Had some hot dogs. Better mood. When was I in a bad mood? AJ Quinn, Vilma Erasmus, Dory Smith. That song there gets me choked up. She did such a good job on that song. That's, man, I was starting to tear up listening to that thing. Just really hits me hard. It's got all the pictures from the Open Plus meet and greet. So I don't know what happened with Pepsi. What did Pepsi do that made them racist? Martin Fundamev, Benito Nietling, welcome to you. Mornay Brits, morning. Heard that Brian Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I heard that too. Another day indeed. May says, we'll be listening as I've been up too long, sending blessings. Are you not doing patrol? Okay. Everyone's sitting in my living room listening. Janet Liddy, what's going on? Yeah, the fireworks have been going off here for about 2 or 3 hours now. Yep, they didn't even wait for dark tonight. It's crazy. Yep. What's lovely, Ingrid? What did I miss? The song, you mean? And Marnus Rosa, welcome to you. Samantha von Eck and Nicola, welcome to you. Nicola. Loretta. Peter J. Piper, good morning. Happy 5th of July in the USA. Well, it's not the 5th yet. We're on the East Coast. This is as far east as you get time-wise, and we've still got 58 minutes ago before, or 57 minutes before we get to, but that clock sucks. It's every few weeks it loses time. I wonder what I can do to fix it. Chinese crap, man. Fireworks starting in Seattle area. Okay, well, yeah, it's getting close to that time. 8 p.m. Hey, Dogzilla. Well done. Photos in this video and words speaks volumes. Thank you. I didn't make it. It was made by a viewer. It's very, very moving. Really appreciate it. Both the songs about me, I didn't make songs about myself, folks. Because some people are like, oh, he's so full of himself. Look at him. He's always self-promotion. No, these are it's a payback to the audience, and it's just really cool. The Colonel's Anthem, done by a young lady, Bianca, who lives in Spain, and that was done by another viewer. Yeah, they're both very touching. And there's other ones. There's some other ones been made for me. Marnus made a few versions of another song. Chantel, Thea Gieser, David van Reenen, Anthony Michael van Sviel, Bloodkop, Jacques Coetzee. All good. At least we got to say good evening. Yeah. Well, if I'm not exhausted after the rugby, I'll do another stream. Fireworks guard down by the lake this evening. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, look, I'm not here to mow, but just show you. Ronaldo's video had 89,000 within 9 hours, and my video on the same subject, which apparently his is just for members. I don't know when somebody said it was only for members, but I didn't see that. But my video, I don't know if it even broke 30,000. Yeah, it did. It broke 30,000. It's at 33,000. So I got a third of the views he got, and I've got, so that's underperforming. My video's underperforming for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Not doing anything different. People somehow got the idea that Coke made black men aggressive. Pepsi started their company and only employed black people, persecuting colored and other people, apparently. How does that make Pepsi racist if they only employ black people? Because they only employ black people? I've never heard that before. Well, thank you, Loretta. It's touching because it's true. Thank you so much. Great. Hal's back. Jack is back. Hey, Jack. What's going on? How's Minnesota, man? What's up there? You got the fireworks going yet? Should be having them. Okay, well, we only got a short amount of time here, about another 10 minutes. So let me get through some news articles here very quickly for y'all. Be sure to hit that like button if you don't mind. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa lambasted the DA for hypocrisy about leaving the national boondoggle, also known as national dialogue. Well, that's their prerogative. No one wants to sit around and help the ANC get reelected. Fools. President Ramaphosa hosted his Austrian counterpart, President Alexander Van der Bellen, at the Union Buildings on Friday. During a media briefing, Ramaphosa criticized the DA's withdrawal from the national dialogue, labeling it hypocrisy and a betrayal of collective governance principles. Not even remotely true. DA leader John Cena has defended the decision, citing a lack of action on corruption, calling the dialogue a move to boost the ANC's electoral stance. Well, that's 100% correct. Never should have joined it. Of course, the true story is a dialogue was discussed, but the dialogue was just supposed to be some high-level political officials meeting, not a boondoggle spending $40 million, wasting it and trying to get the ANC reelected, which is what it's become. At least 24 people reported dead, some children at a campsite missing after flooding in Texas, according to the sheriff. 20 girls are missing from a summer camp along the Guadalupe River after the waterway swelled to historic highs. Why are they in a floodplain? The death toll from heavy flooding in central Texas has risen to at least 24, Kirk County Sheriff Larry Lithia said at a news conference. Authorities continue searching and rescue missions throughout the night. Governor of Texas Greg Abbott said. Earlier, more than 20 girls were missing from a camp on the Guadalupe River after the waterway swelled to historic highs amid a deluge of rain, sparking a massive search involving helicopters and boat rescue crews. It's not immediately clear if the higher death toll included any of the missing girls. Wow. Camp Mystic, an all-girls summer camp just outside Kerrville along the banks of the Guadalupe River, was flooded. There were more than 700 children at the camp, and the majority evacuated to higher ground, but they are without power and awaiting rescue. Wow. It's horrible. Man, that's some serious rain there. Somebody rescued there. Managed to get up in a tree. Whoever knows how to climb a tree saved their life. Wow. Save the girl. First responders, major respect. Major respect. 5 to 10 inches fell in parts of Kirk County late Thursday, early Friday morning, the National Weather Service said, causing the river to surge 7 feet to 29 feet in a few hours. Second greatest height on record. Flooding damage is catastrophic, said Police Officer Jonathan Lamb. It's the worst flood we've ever seen. The devastation recalled a similar flood in the Guadalupe River nearly 40 years ago. 10 teenagers were killed and 33 others were injured in 1987 when a bus and van leaving a church camp encountered floodwaters caused by 5 to 10 inches of rainfall in the upper headwaters 40 years ago. Well, President Trump has signed his big, beautiful bill. It's now law. President Trump signed into law a massive package of tax and spending cuts at the White House on Friday, staging an outdoor ceremony on the 4th of July holiday that took on the air of a Trump political rally. With military jets flying overhead and hundreds of supporters in attendance, Trump signed the bill one day after Republican-controlled House of Representatives narrowly approved the signature legislation for his second term. The bill, which will fund Trump's immigration crackdown, made his 2017 tax cuts permanent and is expected to knock millions of Americans off health insurance. No, it's expected to knock millions of criminal alien invaders off health insurance. Be honest. I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that, because so many different groups of people are being taken care of. Military, civilians of all types, jobs of all types, he said. So, yeah, the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. Trump's scheduled ceremony on the South Lawn of the White House, the 4th of July Independence Day holiday, replete with a flyover of stealth bombers and fighter jets like those that took part in the recent U.S. nuclear strikes. NDTV reports images of the B-2 bombers roaring over the White House as Trump celebrates U.S. Independence Day. Let's watch it on X. I can blow it up better. Oh, so cool. That's a commander-in-chief, folks. That's a commander-in-chief. That is a commander-in-chief. Wow, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Trump signed his signature a $3.3 trillion bill. The big, beautiful bill. Officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent, Trump said. It's the largest tax cut in history of our country. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically. We've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. It makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. The golden age of America is upon us. And he established the president's Make America Beautiful Again Commission. Years of mismanagement, regulatory overreach, and neglect of routine maintenance require action. Land use restrictions have stripped hunters, fishers, hikers, and outdoorsmen of access to public lands that belong to them. These bureaucratic restrictions have undermined outdoor traditions and threatened conservation funding. The National Park Service and the United States Forest Service face more than $23 billion and $10.8 billion in deferred maintenance, respectively, leaving roads, trails, and historic landmarks in disrepair. Despite these challenges, our nation has proven that conservation and economic growth go hand in hand. Since the signing of the Great American Outdoors Act, the outdoor recreation economy has grown to $12 trillion in economic output, and in 2023 comprised 3.1% of employees in the United States and supported 5 million jobs. Consequently, all federal land management agencies, as defined by Section 16 U.S. Code, shall be, to the extent practical, ensure that they promote responsible stewardship of natural resources while driving economic growth, expand access to public lands and waters for recreation, hunting, and fishing, encourage responsible voluntary conservation efforts, cut bureaucratic delays that hinder effective environmental management, and recover America's fish and wildlife populations through proactive, voluntary, on-the-ground, collaborative conservation efforts. Back to conservation instead of wackadoodle environmentalism. So exciting. Well, Microsoft, its biggest layoffs ever. Yes, shit hit the Xbox and sales and other divisions. Microsoft's laying off 9,000 workers, its second mass layoff in months, and its largest in more than 2 years. Wow. And NASA, their Sphere X mission will share its all-sky map with the world. NASA's newest astrophysics science telescope launched in March on a mission to create an all-sky map of the universe, now settled into low Earth orbit. Wow, so there you go. Spectrophotometer for the history of the universe. Sphere X. There you go. Wow, pretty cool. Well, folks, that's the extent of what I'm going to offer tonight. Apologies, but a short one, but I'll try to come back later on if I'm not exhausted after the rugby. But it's time now for me to go for the rugby. Go for the rugby. Yeah, Microsoft wants, yeah, they want 500 H-1B visas while they're laying off Americans. Exactly, because they're scumbags. Why do you think I don't feel bad for them at all? Because they're scumbags. All right, folks, that's going to do it. You can join me on Rugby Ascendant over there in just a minute if you like. Thanks for joining me here. Be sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you over there, hopefully. Thanks for being here. Really do appreciate it. And cheers to everybody out there.